In 2022, I launched a podcast that quickly became a top 2.5 globally ranked show. People really loved it and it got a lot of great reviews, and it booked me exactly 0 clients. And it has taken me years to fully figure out why. And spoiler alert, it wasn't because my episodes were bad. My episodes were actually pretty good. And so what I'm going to do today in this video is I'm going to show you the free tool that I built that finally told me the truth. And I'm going to run it through it live so you can see exactly where my podcast fell apart so that yours doesn't have to. And if you want to do the same thing, you can use this tool to run it through your show as well. The link to this tool is in the description of this video, of course. Let's get into it. I really love how this came out. I'm like obsessed with it. So if you have an existing podcast and you want to sell your offer on your show, please use this tool and tell me what you think. You can still use it if you even have like 1 or 2 episodes, but this works really well for, just a feed of episodes, right? So what this tool is going to do is it's going to take your audience and your offer and what you say your podcast is about, who you say it's for, and then it's going to audit your show against my framework. So I'm very excited about this. And we are going to do a live demo of Mama Knows Business, which was my very first podcast that I launched in 2022. And so a little backstory about this show, I'm going to show it to you right here. So this is the show. There's 37 episodes. I launched this podcast in October of 2022. I was a web designer at the time, so I was not in the podcast industry at all. I launched this show because I wanted to book web design clients. But what is so hilarious is the fact that I started off so strong and then it just went down the rabbit hole. I went off the rails after like 5 episodes. And it was just a show that people really liked. I got a lot of compliments. The show quickly went to a top 10%, then a top 5, and it's still, as of right now, a top 2.5% podcast. So people really loved it, but it was not doing anything for my business at all. As far as like, it did give me visibility and credibility, but it was not booking clients. And so this tool was built with this show in mind. And it's what happens, right? Like as we, continue to release episodes, as we continue to evolve our business, our, podcast is going to naturally evolve with it. But most of the time the podcast stays stagnant and we hit a plateau and we wonder why. And it's because the business has shifted, but the podcast is still being treated the same. And so we really have to align the two. And so that's exactly what this tool is going to help you do. So without further ado, we are going to audit my show, Mama Knows Business. So let's go ahead and do that. So the first thing that you're going to see is it's going to ask for your podcast name. So what you can do is you can start typing it. So I'm going to type in Mama Knows Business and it will pop up. If your show does not pop up, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your podcast host, and I use Captivate. So I'm going to show you what that looks like here in just a second, but you're going to want to paste your RSS feed. So what you can do is go to your podcast host. But without further ado, I'm going to show you. So I'm inside of Captivate. And so you literally just come in here if you use Captivate and it'll say that it'll say right here, it's been pasted to your clipboard. So then I'm going to go back to the tool and then I'm going to paste the feed. And so it will pop up here. So find your RSS feed, paste it here, or you can just type it in. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to type in Mama Knows Business. All right, so once we have that, we're going to hit next, and then it's going to say, what do you sell? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put what my offers were at the time of the show being launched. So I'm going to put custom web design, DIY show it templates, and a 1-page website. And then I'm going to hit next. And then it's going to say, who is this for? So we want a real person. Your podcast should not be for everyone. So I am going to put here, it is for a virtual assistant who wants to get clients but needs a professional website. I'm going to hit next. And then it's going to say, what do you help them do? So something real that you can point to, right? So a tangible outcome, not anything like living your best life or confidence or clarity, right? We want something tangible that they're going to walk away with, right? And so what I'm going to put for that is I'm going to put, I help them stand out professionally online, but I'm actually going to tweak this. I'm going to put, I help them stand out online with a professional website. Okay, so now I'm going to hit run my free audit. And now it's going to ask you for your name. So I'm going to put my name. and then it's going to ask for my email. So I'm going to put that in, and then you're going to hit get my results. And then you will just see a loading screen here as it is doing its thing. It could take anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes, but it shouldn't take long at all. Okay, so let's see what it says. Okay, so it says, here's what I see when I look at your show the way a stranger would. Pamela, here is the honest thing. You told me that you sell web design, show it templates, and one-page websites to virtual assistants who need to stand out online, but your feed tells a completely different story. Now, let's just pause here, okay, and look at my feed. And so the feed is this right here. So all these episodes. So the power of niching down and what I've learned since pivoting my business, the biggest mistake that you're making when it comes to your email address. Now, mind you, these are really great episodes, okay? And I'm not tooting my own horn. Like, these are really good episodes that are, very educational. They are encouraging to other moms who are building their businesses. So like there is a lot of value behind these episodes, but the problem is that they're not pointing them to my offer at all, period. So behind the scenes, 2023 review, what worked and what didn't work and what's to come in 2024. Using bundles to get more visible to grow your email list, automating and systemizing your side hustle, how to show up confidently. So like the name Mama Knows Business and the episode titles, they do match, but what I sell, which is web design templates, do not match the titles or the actual, name of the show. So you can clearly see why the tool is saying that, right? Did you lose focus over the summer? 4 strategies to get you back on track. Is indecision holding you back in your online business? Niching down on Instagram. Are you feeling defeated in your online business from getting ghosted or told no or not right now from potential clients? Like what? Why? How? This has nothing to do with web design at all. Why having a photo? Now, this is a good one. And I could have made this more about the website, which I don't believe I did, but why is having a photo shoot so important for your online business? So like, yeah, you get the point. Your most recent episode, The Power of Niching Down, and what I've learned since pivoting my business, openly says you pivoted into being a podcast coach and manager and that you ended the show in January. Under that sit episodes like The Biggest Mistake when it comes to your email address and a whole Moms Get Visible bundle series about email list and visibility. Nowhere in those titles or notes does a stranger meet a website designer, and every next step points to a free podcasting masterclass, not to a website. And the reason why this is here is because I went back in and I edited my show notes to point them to my business now. That's why it's saying that. So it is literally saying, here's where each piece stands right now. Your title says who it's for. Mama Knows Business. Nope, that's a critical gap. Show notes to point to your offer. Critical gap. It does not point to any type of web design offer. One clear next step per episode. Critical gap. The show still matches what you sell. Critical gap. All right. So here it says, if you look at one thing first, look at the gap between the offer you named to me and the offer that your feed actually sells. And again, when we talk about the feed, that's literally just episodes published. Your notes repeat a free podcasting masterclass and connect with Pamela as the next step. And your latest episode tells listeners the show is over. A stranger who wants a website has no way to know how you build them. So, I mean, that was pretty self-explanatory and pretty clear as to what would need fixed if that show was, either coming back to sell web design services. Okay, so you can download your audit as a PDF. And so you can do that. It'll download straight to your computer. What I would love to do is I would love to put your feedback like on the front page. And if you want to leave feedback, I actually have a space for you to do so right here at the bottom right-hand corner. Okay, so let's be real. How much fun was that tool? I had so much fun building it and using it on my own show. And I know that it's going to be so helpful for you when you run it through yours. So here's what I want you to do from here. I want you to go to podcastaudit.app and I want you to run your own show through it. Exactly like I showed you here. Again, this tool is totally free. You can type in your podcast name and it should find it automatically. But if it doesn't, go to your podcast host and use your RSS feed, copy that, paste it into the tool, and then you're going to tell the tool what you sell, who your show is for, and you're going to let it show you the gap between the offer that you think you're selling and the story that your podcast is actually telling. I want you to leave me your feedback in the tool directly, or you can just literally comment this video and let me know what you think. I read every single piece of feedback that comes through. And if you want to do this with me live and not just, run the tool, you want to actually audit your entire podcast because this has you a little fired up, you can do this with me live. I'm going to be walking you through it while I do my own audit of my own podcast. So I have 170 plus episodes that I haven't touched since 2023, and I'm doing a live cohort starting on August 12th, 2026. That is inside of the Moms Who Podcast membership. And so I'm going to be auditing my own show right alongside you. And don't worry, if you are watching this video anytime after August 2026, the recorded videos and daily drops will still be waiting for you inside of the memberships. So if you want to make this super fast and snazzy, go ahead and comment the word audit below this video, or you can just click the link in the description of the video, and that is going to bring you to the episode tool for you to use. Real quick before you go, I know that if you watch this video till the end, I know how serious that you are about your podcast, and I promise that you are going to love the next video right over here. I'll see you over there in that video. Bye.